सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
वनकम,
नमस्कार,
खुशामदीद,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
మీకు అందరికీ వందనము,
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय जनेन्द्र।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते हैं याली मदद।
मौला अली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी मंदिरों बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बलजान। हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे। मैं से फालतू बाबा
And of course, myself फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it another magnificent Monday, totally exciting and mastani. And yes, we have to be so upbeat and so positive, Banjan, in light of everything that's going on around us, purely because the world can use all the joy, all the peace, and all the prayer and forgiveness that it can use.
Well, but then, things are happening which are really, disturbing to the heart, disturbing to the mind, and also to the soul. But the most important thing, all these are passing phases, but then we got to focus on one thing, that we all are here for, I should say, we're all here for a reason. And the reason is that we have to exist only, right? Whether it's got to be with happiness or not. If you want to focus on happiness, you get happiness. If you don't focus on happiness, you don't get happiness, right? So we need to focus on happiness as well. And right now, Baljan, just be in the know of all these things important. It's got to be having that attention. You got to be aware of things. And hence, we have the news updates for you guys coming up in a few minutes. Baljan, on good morning, babe. And आपको बोल दें कि आज का जो गाने कीड़ा is going to be very interesting also. Faldwani is talking about working with solidarity. Can you guess what song it is?
Solidarity साथ ही हाथ बढ़ाना.
No, that's not solidarity. That's asking for help and seva, Faldwani.
Then, solidarity.
We will come to them when we come to the budget, but right now I do understand. Probably you guys are wondering, oh my God, what's happening on the traffic part of it, right? Because yes, June 6th, many of the restrictions are already eased out, and probably people are wondering, oh my God, if it's eased out, मतलब क्या हो रहा है रास्ते पे? So let's see what's happening. रोज बन जाए रास्ते का हाल जो हम देते हैं आपको सस्ते में. This is रास्ते का हाल सस्ते में.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Wherever you are in the state of Ranjan, so no matter where you are, आपके लिए रास्ते का हाल दे देंगे आप लोगों को Ranjan. And of course, let me tell you, shelter in place still is in effect. It's not been open now. I think June 4th, right, Faltwani? June 4th is the day. 77 days हो गए हैं हमें shelter करते करते. That's right, Ranjan. 75 days as of Saturday. So today is 77, right? So there you go. That's something which you got to keep in mind. And let me tell you, the traffic outside. There's not much of traffic around anywhere, but there's going to be something which you got to keep in mind, Baljan. After 8:30 p.m. all the way until 5 a.m. in San Jose City, please don't go out. In fact, SAF's also supposedly given out a curfew for a whole week actually. Though it's sheltered in place, you got to stay in place for sure, okay? And now there's some report of a severe traffic alert which is happening on 880. Just came in. All lanes are closed for some reason. They don't give a reason as to why, what's happening over there. This actually is on the 880 southbound ramp to 101 South in San Jose. All lanes are expected to be closed over there, so watch out for that. Drive very carefully. And remember, Balajan, we are in the curfew state right now in San Jose City. So if you're planning to go someplace in night times, do not do it. Early morning, don't do it. You could get arrested actually. So watch out for that.
Let's also not forget that the city of San Jose has declared a state of emergency. So it does not have to be only after 8:30 at night. Be very careful, but then that does not strip you of your rights. If you're a protester, if you're a peaceful protester, it does not strip you of your rights. Keep in touch with, don't go alone. Keep in touch with people who are around you, or if there's a group of protesters that are there with you, you're going out there to show solidarity, then most of the other protesters who are going out there are saying, bond with other people, find out who are the other people, make sure that somebody knows your whereabouts. That's exceptionally important. People know where you are. And as much as possible, stay out of the rioting areas where people are going on, because protesting is different and looting is different.
That's
completely.
Two different things, Banjan. So here you go. This is a nice song for you guys, Banjan. Bring you guys together for this particular time, and hoping everybody, hey, see the meaning of the song, Padre. The meaning says you got to let go of all the colors and live as one.
ये बोल दो आएंगे जो करने चले गलती वो जोड़ लो तो आज यार कुछ लम्हों के लिए बिगड़ी राहों पे तुम पैरों को मोड़ दो आज हक से दुनिया को भूल के जितने हैं कायदे वो सारे तोड़ दो हो खुले ग्राउंड में आके ऊंचा साउंड बजा के रेड वाला कलर लगा के नाचेंगे हीरो बनकर वो जय जय शिव शंकर रंगूड़ है भयंकर रंगूड़ दे दो हम आए दल कर के मूड है भयंकर रंगूड़ दे दो वो जय जय शिव शंकर रंगूड़ है भयंकर रंगूड़ दे दो सुन के गिले गिले सुन सुन के बारी बारी यहाँ जम के आजा देसी कमर पे ठुमके उछाल दे तो सारे शर्म ना आज छट के जरा जरा नशा करके जितनी भी है शर्म दिल से निकाल दे अपनी ही शर्तों पे नचना आज रंगों से कोई नहीं बचना कल सुबह तक अब नहीं थकना रे हो दो राउंड लगा के 100 पाउंड उड़ा के होई बिलती बांध चढ़ा के नाचेंगे हीरो बनकर वो जय जय शिव शंकर रंगूड़ है भयंकर रंगूड़ दे दो हम आए दल करके मूड है भयंकर रंगूड़ दे दो वो जय जय शिव शंकर रंगूड़ है भयंकर रंगूड़ दे दो
That's not Bajaj. Jai Jai Shiv Shankar. Rang ud de do. Matlab rang ud ja. Yeah, you know, Father, I know we can't. If somebody says, "Oh, I don't see black. I don't see color," I don't believe them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't think you cannot see color. You will see color, but the point is not to judge it.
Well,
Why would people judge it? I think the biggest issue is people judging color.
you know what? It's
That superiority complex, inferiority complex. People should actually start getting centered. That's the most important thing, I suppose. You got to find your truth. The truth is the fact that you are everybody. Everybody is you. Oh my God, do I sound like one of those Swamis, Nityananda Swamis, who says, the me in me is the me in you.
because the fact of the matter is that there is you in us and there is a S in you in us. So there is us in us.
All right, Bhajan.
So why the fuss?
Okay. All the fuss is going to get to a point where we'll share with you guys later, Banja. But right now it's time for us to go see what's happening with the news updates for you guys, Banja. Yeah, news updates jo hai comes to you from the news blog of Media Mahima, which actually gets updated where you can get detailed links to read up all the story. That's mediamahima.com. Lekin abhi ke liye, Banja, let's go see what's happening with the news. So, Faltoni, have you read the news headlines?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The White House calls for law and order as protests rage. Amid protests, Trump says that he will designate Antifa as a terrorist organization. Open season on the free press. Journalists seem to be targeted in attacks as the U.S. protests rage. Speaking of protests in China, protests a hot topic on state and social media. All over their state and social media, they're talking about the US protests. SpaceX Crew Dragon delivers 2 NASA astronauts to the International Space Station. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg faces employee backlash over Trump protest comments. And finally, sad news coming out of India, Banajan. Music composer Wajid Khan of the famous Sajid-Wajid duo passed away yesterday in Mumbai. He was suffering from other health complications and he had tested positive for COVID-19, but he was having rejection complications from a kidney transplant that he had recently undergone.
Oh.
So more on all these stories shortly right here on Good Morning Bay. Residents and business owners in cities across the United States swept up broken glass, took stock of looted goods, and surveyed the damage on Monday after a sixth straight night of violent protests over racial inequities and excessive police force. Police and fire departments fought into the night to quell the chaos as fires burned near the White House and shops were looted in New York City and Southern California. Even in Northern California, the National Guard said it had deployed in 23 states and Washington, D.C. One person was killed in Louisville, Kentucky overnight, where police and National Guard troops returned fire while trying to disperse a crowd. One of the major news items that's coming out is that the unrest which erupted as the country was reopening after lengthy lockdowns to stop the spread of coronavirus began with peaceful protests over the death of a black man, George Floyd, in police custody in Minneapolis last Monday. Video footage shows that white police officer, those of you who are not familiar with the story still, kneeling on the neck of Floyd, who was 46 years old, for nearly 9 minutes before he died. Derek Chauvin, the since fired 44-year-old police officer involved in the incident, has been charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. He was released on $500,000 bail and is due to appear in court on June 8th, according to jail records. Protesters are demanding that the other 3 police officers also be charged with murder and for the charge to be increased to first-degree murder and for the death penalty for this police officer. So, you can catch up on that story. Protests are raging all over Manajan. In fact, in the Bay Area, curfew orders have been imposed on 7 Bay Area cities because of the unrest.
7 cities?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I know San Francisco is 1. San Jose is 1. Second.
San Jose, 8:30 p.m. to 5 a.m., right? Ending on June 7th or until further notice. The declaration says, no person shall be upon the street, avenue, alley, park or other public place or improved public realty within the limits of the city of San Jose. Exceptions are made for police and other emergency personnel, people working in delivery, utility services, news reporting, and certain government jobs, so we can possibly be there. People seeking or providing medical or family care, and people who are homeless. Santa Clara City has also declared curfew, 8:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. until future notice. San Francisco, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. The mayor's initial declaration specified just one night, but city officials say that it is in effect until further notice. It requires everybody to stay indoors. Exceptions, of course, are made for homeless, news reporters, emergency personnel, and those who can establish to the satisfaction of a peace officer that they are in such place for the sole purpose of traveling home or workplace or to obtain medical assistance. Walnut Creek, Danville, Pleasant Hill. Walnut Creek may 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Danville 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Pleasant Hill 9:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. until further notice. San Leandro, that's right. A curfew has been imposed till 5 a.m. The tweet from the city said further information would be confirmed on Monday. People were saying that Oakland is also going to issue a curfew, but the city of Oakland has said that they will not issue the curfew. They're requesting people to be peaceful. But for those of you who may be familiar, even in where Radio Mirchi and Radio Dihadis are located in Milpitas, yesterday at the Great Mall, for those of you who may not be familiar with that looting, Neiman Marcus and a few other stores at the Great Mall were looted by, there were 50 cars and more than 100 people. It was a coordinated attack. So it's not protesters who are doing it, but please be careful. Please understand, criminals will be criminals regardless. Looters will be looters regardless. It does not matter whether they are protesters or not. Please make a distinction between the people who are protesting and the people who are actually indulging in this kind of nefarious activities. Trump has called governors who are facing this unrest weak and fools and urges them to use stronger police tactics. He says use vicious dogs. I don't have time to go into the entire story. If you read it, you'll be like, what is wrong with this man when he should be actually addressing the nation and allaying the fears? Right now he is actually one tweet after another that he's putting out, sitting in his bunker maybe. So is really riling up people. Amid the protests, he also says that he will designate the anti-fascist organization Antifa as a terrorist organization. And, who is making the best of it? Well, Chinese state media is giving extensive coverage to violent protests roiling the cities in the United States, while the unrest is also featured widely in Chinese social media. You brought up something yesterday about a conspiracy theory, Aldababa.
Yeah, it is.
Aldababa said this could also be fueled by Chinese money.
Yeah?
And these riots and everything that's happening, it could be that. And maybe that's what it is, to make China, take the, what do you call it? China was in the hot
Attention.
seat, right?
Yeah. In fact, distracting the audience of China, because Chinese population themselves are pretty unhappy, right? Because they actually are, they supposedly are subjugated by the regime.
Right, exactly.
So probably they're trying to make them happy, keep them happy by saying, oh, see, it's happening over there also, no big deal.
Right, exactly.
Can you just look at this whole picture of us? Just one, I don't know if people have noticed or not. So COVID-19 came in, COVID virus hit us, right? And then we were hit by this riots at different places. Started off in the east again. COVID started off in the east, now hitting this place. Now the reason why the riots happen is different. Okay, but it's happening right now. Some places, like India, they actually have a locust issue right now.
Yeah.
Which is again equivalent to a pest.
Now it's a cyclone and hurricane issue.
Yeah, it's happening. It's like, Armageddon is coming all over again. But anyway, they say that there's also one particular video circling around the world that talks about we're going to have the unrest all the way until September. Yeah.
Well, the good thing is, if you want to get out of here, you just need to book a seat on the SpaceX, I guess. Because nearly 24 hours after launching from Florida, SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule delivered NASA astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley to the International Space Station on Sunday, marking the first U.S. space capsule to do so with a crew since 2011. The space station's current crew welcomed them aboard with hugs and handshakes on schedule at 1:25 p.m. Eastern Time, executing a critical spacecraft docking milestone and kicking off the crew's potentially months-long stay in the orbital laboratory. Gilead Remdesivir, you remember Gilead Labs? Their Remdesivir medication is showing a modest improvement in moderate COVID-19 patients. And Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg is facing major employee backlash over the Trump protest comments. And what is that? You'll have to go to mediamahima.com to read up on that. Good news is that India's COVID-19 recovery rate is improving, according to news sources. Fatality rate is also declining, according to the health ministry. And Wajid Khan was laid to rest earlier this morning here and, of course, in India yesterday. So if you want to catch up on all these news stories, Banjan, you can go to mediamahima.com. That's all we have time for on this morning's Good Morning Wave. We'll see you tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show.